Hey people, Demon here, and today I am reviewing Disenchantment Season 3. It just came out on last Friday, which is a day or two ago. And man, oh man, was it fairly good. um, so, was it good? Was it bad? By the way, there's gonna be a spoiler alert. Real quick spoiler free alert. It was fairly good. It was enjoyable to an extent, and if you watch the other ones and you like the other ones, you'll probably like this one. Although this one has some stuff to it that needs to work, but you'll probably like this one as well. Uh, but anyways, spoiler alert now. So, well, I guess this isn't really spoilers. I guess let's talk about the animation, the plot, the voice acting. So animation is on par, if not slightly better than the previous seasons. There was a couple moments there where it was a little bit derpy, but not too many. Um, so animations like that. Voice acting is on par with the previous seasons, just like it always has been. And plot, it's getting a little bit muddled. It's getting a little bit crazy. The plot is definitely getting a little bit muddled and crazy. That's for sure. It's getting a little bit crazy. um, and a little bit dumb as well. So, let's talk about what I like and don't like. So, let's talk about what I don't like first. Because there's a lot that I don't like about this. So, there's some episodic episodes that we have, and then some plot related episodes, and there's multiple plots at this point, which is kind of stupid. So let's see. First one, the first plot we have is Luce and her mother. Her mother took over these kind of elf type creatures. Eventually, Luce and Elfo and Lucy, they're able to basically dethrone her mother because she was eating their brains and stuff. So they're basically able to dethrone her from these elf type creatures. And then she basically wants her mother tied up to get captured, but her mother teleports away and doesn't come back until the very end of the story where she kidnaps Luce, kills Lucifer, straight up kills him, rips off his head, and takes her all the way down to
Hey, just remind you to subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment, share this video, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok down below.
the bottom. I guess, which might be hell, but we've already seen hell. It doesn't look like hell, but it seems like she might be marrying a demon or Lucifer himself. I don't know what's going to happen, but something like that might happen. Let's see, what else? Okay, so the second thing I didn't, it's not that I didn't like it. I liked it somewhat, but not as much as I should have liked it. It's the king and the king plot. Basically a big fault of this season is there's too much plots out there. There's way too much plots. It doesn't make much sense at all. Like I'll tell you all the plots real quick because there's way too much plots at this point, and it doesn't make any sense. And why there's so much goddamn plots. So first plot, mother wants to get Luce married to somebody. Uh, her destiny, her bitch of a mother. Second plot is several parties want to take control of the kingdom. And they were able to do it once and almost a second time, but then they changed, which I'll get into that because that's also pretty stupid, to be honest. But anyway, several parties want to get a hold of the kingdom because they have some sort of special resource that we don't know about. Then we have, let's see, we have the mother plot, the kingdom plot. A part of the kingdom plot, we have, let's see, what kingdoms are part of the kingdom plot? The kingdom plot has Steam Town, I think that's its name. They want what the kingdom has. And plus, the guy there is kind of stalking Luce at the same time because he's a creepy stalker. Um, the kingdom where the pig came from wants what the kingdom has. The uh, what other kingdoms? What other kingdoms want it? Those two for sure. And I think there's a third one, but I'm not remembering correctly. I don't know. Maybe there's only two. I don't know. But those are the kingdom plots. And then there's an elf homeland plot where they finally find what they're looking for, and it turns out that where the kingdom is now used to be the elf homeland, and that might be a part of like what everybody wants, the power of the elf homeland or something like that, I guess. I don't know, but that's what it seems like at this point. So it seems like we have an elf homeland sort of thing. It's pretty interesting to say the least, I guess. Um, but then again, it's all stuffed in there. It's way too much, to be honest. We have her stepmother being a pirate still. She's probably going to show up in a later season. And we have her dad going insane and slowly but surely maybe regain his sanity. But we don't know yet because he's still insane. And then we have Lucifer dying. So that's going to be a plot line in the future. He's probably going to come back. Then we have Alpha being stolen, and he either might die or he might not die. I don't know yet because we haven't watched it yet, but I'm assuming he either might or might not. It'll be very interesting to see what happens because that's another plot altogether. um, and then, of course, as I already said, we have a plot of people trying to take over the kingdom. One, I already told you two. Well, one country that was part of it was the Steam country, which was the priest lady, was a part of that. And at the end, she kind of was just taking out the story and said, "Don't trust this guy. He's evil," to Luce. Even though Luce doesn't trust her. And then we have the guy with three eyes. I forgot his name, but he's like a visor or something. He has three eyeballs. He has crazy sex parties. Old disturbing sex parties. And he wants to take over the kingdom. And they were kind of able to accomplish it twice. Once they were able to accomplish it because they tried to assassinate the king. They tried to assassinate the king, and it was kind of successful, but kind of not. The king goes insane at the end. But at the end, the king comes back into power. So that whole plot line was kind of just swept under the rug until they tried to assassinate him again. And that whole plot got swept under the rug until they said he was too insane to run the country. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, he's too insane." And I guess the chancellor, or whatever his name is, a three-eyed guy, maybe thought he was going to be the next in charge. But no, Luce was the next in charge. Rightfully so, because she is the queen's daughter, or she is the princess. But it's supposed to be like a very matriarchal society, I guess. Not patriarchal, not matriarchal, sorry. Patriarchal society, so she wasn't supposed to be able to do it, but she did it anyways. So there's just a lot of plots and a lot of things that are just confusing, to be honest, and interesting. I want to see what happens, but there's a little bit too much, if I'm being like completely honest. There's a little bit too much. It's kind of crazy. It's like all this stuff is happening. Well, all this stuff is happening. All this stuff is happening. There's like 4 to 5 plot lines at this point. And we have to resolve them all. It's kind of crazy. And we had like a little plot line there for her brother too. That was pretty cool, I guess. But the main problem with the story I had so far, is all these crazy, crazy plot lines. There's just getting too many of them, and I don't know why there's so many of them. It's just crazy. And sometimes they rushed episodes, I feel, because they were trying to get all these plot lines in one episode, so they kind of rushed episodes. Some episodes, I should say. And they kind of rushed some plot lines to progress them forward. Like the king going slowly insane, they kind of rushed that one forward. the one where they tried to take over the place with the young boy. The three-eyed guy and the church woman were all working together to take over. They took over, but at the end they kind of threw that plot line out, and now they're gonna have to find a different way to take over. And the three-eyed guy still wants to take over, but he screws up, and well, I don't know if he screws up, but he makes it so Bean takes over, so not him, but he's still trying to take over. And it's all crazy. They're all trying to get this special power, and I'm assuming it has something to do with the elf chair or something. Because it's all crazy and it's all confusing and I don't understand it. It's not that I don't understand it, it's just that it's like way too much to comprehend. Like, not to comprehend, but just way too much to get down in one sitting. There's way too much plot lines, and hopefully they're all going to be solved, but I don't know. Um, I think they're definitely going to bring back her father. He's probably going to heal. They're gonna bring back her stepmom and half brother, probably to save her ass at the end. They're definitely gonna bring back Lucy, who's in heaven at this point, and also Elfo. They're gonna bring back him. He might die though again. I don't know if he will or not, but he might. But I'm kind of thinking he won't. I'm thinking that he will either escape or someone there will claim him king or something crazy like that. I don't know. And maybe he'll even want to stay there. Or maybe one of his friends will save him. Like the freak show we saw in one of the episodes. We saw a freak show where he kind of fell in love with someone, but they had a curse and they abandoned him. And then he had like there was I almost said dolphin, but no, a mermaid that Luce almost fell in love with. It's pretty, not Luce. I mean, yeah, Luce. Bean. Luce. Lucifer? Have I been calling her Luce this whole time? Isn't her name Beanie? I have no idea. Sometimes, man, I get too into stuff. But anyway, she has no idea. I have no idea what happens to him or what's going to happen to her. Is she going to have to marry somebody? And what's going to happen to Luce? Are they going to have to go to heaven to get him back? Or maybe he's going to be able to get back somehow by himself. It will be very interesting to see all these plot lines and where they lead to. The elves found what they're looking for. Power, I guess. The priest still wants power. The female church lady, she's out there somewhere. She might be a good guy at the end. Who knows? And yeah, there's some kingdoms coming after them as well, like Steamtown. They're coming after them. That's going to be pretty interesting to see. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell notification. It's the best way to keep my channel. Link down below to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And as always, our friends, Shadow, my baby, I love you so much. You're my baby. And you love to sleep in the bathtub. 'Cause you're a weirdo. Shadow, look over here, buddy. Look over here.